you willing to. I can have whoever I want, just hope your lady ain't on my list. This beat make me wanna.
Hey folks, welcome into some WNBA action on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the New York Liberty going up against the Indiana Fever. Here with Tim Swartz and Brian Banafiteni, I'm Blake Suniga, and it's good to have you with us. In 2021, the WNBA introduced the Commissioner's Cup into the season, and as a result, a second trophy.
You know, for you soccer fans out there, it's very similar.
Here we go. Tip-off goes to Indiana. Now here's Clark. Not a lot of room. Boston up top. Clark. That three off the mark.
They had some box coverage that turned into no coverage.
And when she's open like that, you don't see her miss that sort of look very often.
Here's Stewart. Misses from short range. And it's the Fever ball. Pass to Clark. Now Queen. That shot is good on the assist from Caitlin Clark.
That is some dime dropping. Exquisite assist.
Now here's Ionescu. She's covered by Clark. Outside, Lainey Hamilton. Right side, Stewart. More on the shot clock. And good that time.
That's a clean look they gave her there, fellas. And, I mean, she traced them, so I wouldn't give her too many of those looks if I was the defense.
And here's Delphine for three. Offensive rebound. Caitlin Clark with the three. The three-pointer is on target.
Nice decision by Boston. She's got solid passing skills out of the post.
Stewart with the ball. Outside, Lainey Hamilton. Pass to Ionescu. Inside, here's Stewart. And Queen pulls it down.
Great defense right there, too. Prevent one of the best finishers in the league from converting in close.
Looking around the league, is it safe to say that the Liberty have the best big three?
Well, to me, no doubt. Yeah, former MVPs in Brianna Stewart and Jonquel Jones. And then you got an all-WNBA point guard in Sabrina Ionescu. And beyond the collection of talent, these three are a great fit.
Pass to Queen. That's her second shot and her second basket. My math says that's 2 for 2.
She did so well to lead her teammate right to the ideal spot. That's the kind of playmaking coaches like to see.
Rebecca Gardner on the wing. That one falls, and a nice feed from Lainey Hamilton.
That's just supreme confidence from Gardner, knowing how efficient she can be off the catch.
Clark left side. Boston outside. Pass to Mitchell. Three-pointer. Satu Sabali comes up with the board.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Lucky she was off.
I just hope that was a mistake by the D, because if that's how they plan to guard her, they're going to have serious problems.
Well, whenever Gardner looks for her shot, I think it's a great move, especially from outside the arc.
Releases. Clark can't hit. New York leading. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have, staying aggressive and playing in control.
And there's the 3-second call. This one going to be on the defense. So much talk about Caitlin Clark. What makes her a great player, fellas?
Well, there's so much, right? I mean, she's got Steph Curry range, incredible handles, passes it like CP3, and isn't afraid to make the highlight reel play.
Outside, Lainey Hamilton. Stewart, started by Boston. Shot on the wing. Again, the Liberty 2 for 2.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end in the early going.
Their field goal percentage is terrific. Exactly the start they were hoping for.
two.
There isn't a part of the court that Mitchell won't let it fly. When she hits from the mid-range, it just increases the headache for the D.
Pass to Sabali. And Queen pulls it down. Indiana trailing. Outside Cunningham. Queen. Not this time. Her first miss in 3 attempts from the field. Ionescu outside. Back to Sabali. Mark outside. Pass to Queen. Now Cunningham. Sinks the triple.
Well, defensively, you have to run Cunningham off the catch and shoot. That is her specialty.
Outside Stewart. Ionescu. Now here's Gardner. And here's Ionescu. Rebecca Gardner on the wing. Sabali. Got a piece of it. And she gets it back. And that one's good. Here's Clark. To the inside. Sabali with the steal. Down low. And the layup falls.
At the offensive end, she's done as much as they could have hoped for today.
Here's the Fever with the ball. It's a 5-point game. To the paint. Satu Sabali comes up with the board. And so it's New York with it. The three. The Fever pull it in. To the middle. Here's Queen. The basket good off the assist from Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah, good job working it down low and getting the high percentage look.
And here's Ionescu. Outside Stewart. Drills it from outside.
She's getting it done offensively. On fire. 5 for 7 already.
Now Clark. Watches it. Drills the three-pointer.
The rapid fire threes coming from everywhere.
I wasn't sure they should try to get the three right back like that, but hey, it worked out for them.
Here's Gardner. And she can't answer back the three-pointer offline. Gardner with the steal. Three-pointer Sabrina Ionescu gets it to go from downtown.
A lethal sniper from outside the arc. The D has to rush Ionescu and run her off that three-point line.
Here's Queen. That's good, and that's her 4th basket of the game. She's a strong 4 for 6.
Good an assist there, not for a pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed her up and really just made that layup possible.
Stewart. She's started by Boston. And that one's good. Stewart.
As hot as she's been this quarter, the game plan should be simple. Get her the ball and get out of the way.
Caitlin Clark with the three. They get it back. Gibson. The bank shot, no good. Three-pointer Sabrina Ionescu. Good. And Brianna Stewart gets the assist.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
Defense, they have to close out quicker.
Here's Cunningham. Second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
They can't afford to give her that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you have to fight over the top of it.
And you need some help as well.
Tries from 10. It's held in by Boston. Here's the Fever with the ball. They trail by 7. And there's the call on Sabali. That's her first. these guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assists.
When everybody's involved offensively, it's in a way helping you defensively too.
On an open look like that, you just got a gift for making a weak toughness pay.
That's a surprising miss. You know, she's almost always deadly when she's that open, even from way downtown.
Austin, no good. Rebecca Gardner on the wing. Pass to Sabali. Good on that shot.
A mix of finesse and length against Sabali, the inside shot. Such a skillful player.
Clark outside. Mitchell outside. Cunningham sets a screen. Shot clock at 6. Tries it for 19. Sachi Sabali comes up with the board.
Well, she rushed that one, but he was out of position, but she couldn't make him pay.
Castellini Hamilton. Screen by Stewart. Jacks up a 3. And Hamilton can't do it.
Yeah, the great shooters, they know when they've got enough opening to go through the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice there.
Yeah, not very good defensive coverage that time. The team got lucky.
Here's Boston. Can't hit the short-range fadeaway. Pass to Ionescu. Here's Gardner. And that's not and so we proceed to the first half of play. And the Liberty leading by 14. And we will see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball in just a bit. In the second half, first half wasn't even close, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third started. What a game we're seeing from Brianna Stewart.
Sheer dominance in the post by her so far, just tearing them to shreds when she gets the ball inside.
And getting it to her is the only hard part, because once she's got the rock, she's automatic.
Pass to Gardner. Here's Stewart. She's guarded by Boston. Kicks it out to Sabali. No good on the triple. And here's Indiana. It's a 14-point game. Boston outside. And the play stops. Whistle. Looks like they're never starting. And a quick look at how the Indiana Fever's schedule is shaping up. On Wednesday, they head out on the road to face the Washington Mystics. And then on Friday, they'll kick off a homestand starting with the Connecticut Sun.
And you know that matchup with the Mystics, so that's the 7th contest of the season for them. This team, you know, they're still looking to improve each time they take the floor. The season's still young.
But they'll get another chance. 3-pointer Sabrina Ionescu. And again, it's the Liberty missing.
3 straight misses here to start the second half. Is that good?
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Brianna Stewart. That's the first foul of the game.
Team foul.
About 1 minute played here in the second half. The shot by Cunningham, no good. And so it's New York with it. And for Sachi Sabali, 2023 was a breakout season. He was named most improved player.
Yeah, and also the first team All-WNBA selection. That's going to put you in the league company. In her 4th season, things started to click for Sabali. Now, she's a bona fide star.
Now here's Gardner. Queen covering. Sabali the screen. Sabrina Ionescu from outside. The Fever pull it in.
5 shots without a make. A ragged start coming out of halftime.
Outside Cunningham. Clark outside. Brianna Stewart with the steal. Looking to end her cold spell. And Sabali finishes inside.
And finally, someone scores.
It has not been pretty, I'll say that much, but these offenses have been flowing like molasses.
Going as slow as
needed every last bit of it.
Pass to Stewart. Ionescu. Screen by Stewart. Here's Lainey Hamilton. Back to Ionescu. It's stolen by Aaliyah Boston. And there's the foul. It's on Boston. That was their first foul of the game.
Great defense, anticipated the play, and got there first.
And coaches love players that not take their bodies on the line to take a shot.
And the Liberty call time here. Here's Stewart. She's got 13. Pass to Gardner. And here's Ionescu. Puts up a three. New York, no good that time either.
He has not been able to get into that groove yet. As a whole, of the team that much.
Well, the D sagged off, and no hesitation on their part to rise up and bury the three.
And the Liberty call time here. Here's New York now. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Three-pointer Sabrina Ionescu.
Just not the quarter she would like to have when you talk about shooting the ball. Hopefully she can turn it around.
Down low. Green. That's good.
A player you want to use in the pick and roll. Mitchell has great decision-making abilities. Made the right choice giving up the rock.
Pass to Ionescu. And so she draws the foul in the shot. Nathan Bart picks one up.
You gotta admire how Sabrina Ionescu can do it all. She can score, distribute, grab rebounds, whatever you need, she can do it. And that kind of versatility is just invaluable.
And winning that Game 5 of the finals at home in 2024, what a moment for Sabrina Ionescu.
The scoring wasn't there for Sabrina, but she helped the Liberty find a way, dropping 8 assists in the deciding Game 5, helping lead New York to their first ever WNBA title.
To the inside. Green. That's good. Now here's Gardner. He's got 11. Pass to Bebish. Ionescu. She's covered by Clark. New York, no good that time either.
Still looking for a first triple in the second half. She had 3 at halftime.
Now Mitchell. Next for eight. And left side. And the three off target. New York in the lead. Pass to Ionescu. Outside, Lainey Hamilton. And she was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws for her. Major Lainey Hamilton, the most improved player in 2020.
Opting out of that season, Lainey Hamilton just lit up the Bradenton Wubble. Then backed it up in 2021 with an all-star nod. Such a great player.
Queen with the screen. Guard outside. Good on the three-point shot.
Oh, it's a good thing she showed up today because without her, they'd be in deeper trouble.
Takes it out to Sabali. Hits the jumper in space.
Really good at working off of the ball. You see Sabali find space and make well-timed cuts. She just gets it.
Inside. Here's Green. That shot is good. And she has made 8 balls, only missing 4. That's 67% shooting. And the Liberty with possession here. At one point, they led by 16. Pass to Lainey Hamilton. Here's Johannes. Sabali. No good with the layup.
official to make.
Yeah, you have to appreciate how difficult a job they have to do when it comes to making calls like that. It's not as easy as people might think.
And the refs in this league just do a great job.
Here's Beavish. That's good.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. Just phenomenal ball movement.
Everyone's looking for the best shot, and it's paid off during this run.
Ionescu outside. Knocks down the three ball.
And it looks like she still has some of the shooting touch that she did in the first.
Mark outside. Queen. Yes, that's good.
Her scoring this quarter has been off the charts, doing all she can to bring that back.
Here's Johannes. Quiet so far offensively, searching for first points of the game. Beavish shot off. On the wing, Kelsey Mitchell. And Hamilton covering.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Mitchell outside, down low. Here's Queen. Nice pass. Let him go around perfectly for the layup.
Really, she's been a bright spot for them. She's had a very efficient offensive performance.
Yeah, who knows how much bigger the lead would be if it wasn't for her shooting.
Pass to Beavish. There's a screen. Now here's Ionescu. Johannes, 5 on the clock. Back to Ionescu. Takes the three. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get it off in time. Timeout called the Fever. And you look at Ionescu, what a contribution.
Yeah, good timeout. She just keeps hitting shot after shot after shot. They need to design a way to deny the basketball. Make it
And the Liberty. Here's Boston. Inside. Harris. Boston who picks up the assist.
a nice jump for their offense in the second half. Now over 50% shooting for the game.
Yeah, I'm no mathematician, but I think that's a pretty good shooting percentage to have, and no surprise to see them in the lead when you can score efficiently like that.
Join our Sabrina Ionescu. Again, Sabrina Ionescu missing.
That's some more rugged play from the inside. They have a decent edge and rebounds.
And that hard work on the boards needs to continue. That could be what wins this game.
Second shot opportunity. And Boston hit the lane.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they keep allowing easy looks inside.
Pass to Ionescu for three. And Queen pulls it down.
It hasn't been a very good day for her, guys, and her team really needs her, desperately needs her to start burying those shots.
Pulls up. Again, it's Indiana converting.
Well, nothing was going down for her in the first half, but since the break, she has been on target.
Now here's Ionescu. He's covered closely. To the inside. Here's Lainey Hamilton. And so it looks like Liberty will retain possession here. And now it's time to take another look at that huge swat.
And really, those are the plays that get you out in front and also keep you out in front.
So both teams changing it up here. Just 5 on the clock. Let's go with a three. Drains it for beyond the arc.
That's just not enough coverage, basically none. Defense did not look good there.
Clark. The rebound by the Liberty. Gardner with it. Pass to Sabolic. Now Johannes. The three ball. And Queen pulls it down.
Good job by them on the glass here tonight. +8
Stewart. And here's Johannes. Stewart. He's covered by Cunningham. To the middle. Here's Queen. And Hamilton with the rebound. The Liberty trail. Outside Stewart. Johannes. And it's a 3-second defensive violation.
Technical foul. At the line for the Liberty.
And she shows the focus there and nails the technical. Both teams deciding to change it up. Three-pointer Brianna Stewart fails to fall. Miss number 6. Now putting 50%. Taking 12 points. It's good.
They continue to get it inside. The defense struggling to just contain them.
And look, when you make 5 in a row from in tight like they have, it also just takes pressure off of your perimeter guys.
Great point.
And there's the call. It's going to be a legal screen.
Turnovers were the story for them early on, but that's changed. Now they're definitely having trouble just keeping possession.
And a second look at that rejection, taking no prisoners on defense there.
That's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
The Liberty making a switch here. Queen with the screen. Mitchell outside. To the inside. Here's Queen. Pass in there. Chelsea.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors taking the ball inside and attacking that rim right.
That's right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other.
Pass to Gardner. Gets it.
Nice pass. She got that ball right into her teammate's shooting pocket, and it yielded great results.
Back to Clark. Releases from 15. That shot off.
They've controlled the glass throughout the game, but it's still close, Brian.
Yeah, their hard work inside has them out front, but they can't let off. Yeah, you gotta keep it up.
On the wing is Sophie Cunningham. One-on-one fast break. That's tipped. To the paint. Boston. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
It's not just the size of Boston, it's also her touch around the rim.
Ionescu outside. There's the three. Tries again. Screen by Stewart. From past the arc. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Assist number 2.
Aggressive from Stewart, 6'4", coming down in the pick and roll must be a scary sight.
Queen with the screen. Walk outside. It's good from long range.
Perfect screen there. Set her up to a terrific look.
Yeah, but that's a bad job by the defender to not fight through that screen to contest.
You want to see more effort there.
Is off. Good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they should be some clock.
Fouling the shot. They'll go to a strike for 2. That one on Sabali.
At the line for the Indiana Fever. Gibson. 2 shots.
He gets the first, and that'll push their lead to double digits. And good on the second, so she's both. Don't forget this game tonight. It's one of 10 games for this team that's part of the Commissioner's Cup standings.
It also counts towards the regular season, so this contest really shows up in the standings twice. An interesting wrinkle in this one.
And the Liberty ball right here. Ionescu outside. And a miss there on the triple.
This is not in a quarter to remember for her.
I mean, what's going on right now? What is this? She's not making any sort of impact for them on that end of the court.
And yep, it's good.
Well, they built this lead through plays exactly like that. He's easily been the most consistent game performer.
No question about that. I mean, she's just hitting everything in sight.
Here's Sutherland. No good. Unable to end this run. And here's Indiana. Queen with the screen. Down low. The rebound by the Liberty. Ionescu outside. Three-pointer Brianna Stewart. They grab the early miss. Southey shot is off. Outside Cunningham. Bangs on the trifectas.
Nick that shot has been a phenomenal showing for them.
Yeah, Tim, I'd like a piece of that cake if I could have it.
What type of game?
Sabrina Ionescu from outside. And it's Cunningham with the rebound.
Well, sometimes you just want to show off your range.
I mean, we already know how good her range is, so I don't know why she's firing from that deep.
And it's stolen by Stewart. It's stolen by Queen. Got it. Good job in the low post. So it's the Fever taking care of business in this. They won this game going away. They were better basketball team by far.
Can't command this sort of dominance here at home and feeling great. Well, nearly the whole game. I could feel this building is pumped.
So that's going to do it for this one, folks.
I knew what it felt like to get hit by a screen. But getting caught up and crushed by Steph Dolson, that felt like a true initiation. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Gotcha.
it would have to be that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
The shots were falling, but you also stuffed the stat sheet, getting a rare 20-20 game in the process. Can you tell us about the difficulty of that?
You know, there's definitely skill involved, of course, but some of it has to do with the flow of the game, the matchup, a little bit of luck, honestly. It's just all wrapped into it. Everything just has to come together perfectly, and that's why it's so rare.
Well, getting 20-20 often indicates a player had leverage in at least two areas of the court. How were you able to use that leverage so effectively?
You know, I really think this particular matchup just worked in my favor. I was able to get a lot of open looks on shots. Other than that, just using my court awareness to the best of my ability and getting a little help from my teammates.
Thanks
It all
so
came
much.
together. Thanks.